This is the remix.
The Life of Dad Show.
Remix.
What's going on, everybody? Art Eddie here for the Life of Dad Show Remix. Here at the Life of Dad Show Remix, we've taken past interviews we've had with guests on the Life of Dad Show and just put the spotlight to their thoughts on fatherhood. In this week's remix, we are chatting with three great dads who are also fierce fighters in the UFC octagon. We're going to be talking with Daniel Cormier, Demetrious Johnson, and Johny Hendricks. So I hope you guys enjoy this Life of Dad Show remix, and feel free to leave a review on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, wherever you listen to the Life of Dad Show and the Life of Dad Show remix, and you can win a Life of Dad prize pack. All right, so here are my interviews with Daniel Cormier, Demetrious Johnson, and Johny Hendricks. Enjoy. Hey everybody, Art Eddie here for the Life of Dad Show and online. I'm very happy to have UFC fighter Daniel Cormier. Thanks for taking the time, sir. How you doing?
Thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. A big fan of yours. You made a name for yourself in UFC. What do you do right before a fight? Like, what's going through your mind? Are you trying to, do you listen to music? Like, what do you do right before a match?
There's certain things that I do, man. Like, when it's very cool because, 4 of my last 5 fights have been in Vegas. So every time we stay in the MGM Grand, the security comes to get you. And right around 7 o'clock, because I've been in the main event, they come and get me. And I always make sure that my kids and Selena's room is on the same floor. So I walk into the room, kiss the children, and then I go to the arena. It's like I will not go to a fight without kissing my kids first, man. It really does settle me, not only emotionally, but it settles my stomach. It settles my nerves. It really settles me. Then I go into the arena, and I'm just in there with my coaches and my teammates. You know, those same guys that I said beat me up on the first day, Velasquez and Rocco, they're in the back, and it's all 3 of us with Javier Mendez and Bob Cook and Rosendo Sanchez and Rudy Cruz and Leandro Vera. All my coaches, we just sit there. We watch fights, and we kind of talk and just chit-chat. Try to keep it as normal as possible.
I love the children factor, man. I love it. It's almost like they're your rabbit's foot, you know?
Yeah, it's like I cannot do it, man. Like, if I was to be in a situation where I didn't get to do that, it would make me very nervous. My son is 4 now. Okay. So when he was younger, 2, he still was okay kissing Dad on the lips. You know, at a point, the boy's like, no, you don't kiss me on the lips, Dad. You know, you have a son?
No, I got 2 daughters, 7 and 5.
Okay, so the boy was, okay with it initially, you know, and Julio Cesar Chavez, his dad, Chavez Jr., he does it before he even goes to his boxing match. He still kisses his father on the lips. It's his dad. It's fine. It's acceptable. But my boy at 4 just instantly turned off to it, and he was like, no, Dad, you don't kiss me on the lips. And he's like, I'm a man. I'm like, okay, I guess. But then when I go to fight, I always make sure I sneak and kiss him right on his lips, and he's all wiping it. Dad. So now it's part of the reaction. It settles me, man. It's just so innocent, you know. He's such. And then my daughter, she kisses me square on the lips every time. That's my baby.
Nice, man. Thank you for sharing. That was a great fatherhood moment. What are some of the core values that you look to instill in your children as they grow up?
Hard work, honesty, discipline, just having values. You know, value yourself, value people around you, and just be nice, kind, and just be genuine. You know, let people see you for who you are. Don't put up a facade. Don't have a wall up. Just be you. Some people will accept you, some people won't. Yeah. But have values, man. Value yourself, especially in my daughter. You know, she's 3 years old, and I try to be a gentleman to her as I expect for her to want when she's an adult. So she sees from me how a guy should treat her mother, and not only her mother, but her. So we try to make sure that she understands how to value herself, because a lot of young women really struggle with that as they get older if they don't have it from young.
DC, I totally agree with you. Raising 2 daughters, I try and be a good role model, but also to make sure that I treat my wife right. My daughters will see that you know, you respect women, because you want, of course, your daughters to be happy and secure in themselves so they can find the right person, you know, in the future and all that. So 100% agree on that. Yeah. With training and travel and your fight schedule, how do you balance work and family?
It's very difficult. During the training camps, it's extremely difficult. I'm up in the mornings at 6:30 to drive to my strength coach's house. Then I'm back at 9, but then I need to rest because I have to be back at the gym by noon for my 2-hour training session. And then after that, I come home and I try to hang out with the kids a little bit, but then I have to rest because I have to go back at 7. So it's like I'm constantly in and out of the house. So when I'm not fighting, I do TV stuff for Fox Sports.
Yeah.
So I try not to do as much as I used to when I was first starting. So I leave once a week. But when I'm not, I drop the kids, me and my fiance, we drop the kids to school every morning together.
Nice.
We both pick them up. I want to make sure I pick them up from school every day. And then you make time for them. And I make time for them around work, too. So not next week, but the following week, I work in Orlando. So I take the whole family. We go Disney World for a couple of days before
Nice.
the show. You know, you got to find ways to accommodate your family even when you're working.
Yeah, I bet your kids are like, hey, can you work in Orlando more often?
They love it. They love Disneyland and Disney World. We're lucky, man, because we're not very far from Anaheim. So, and I work in LA I work in LA every week. So sometimes when I have a UFC Tonight on Wednesday, and then I have fights on Saturday, I work the Friday, Saturday. So we're there the entire week, and we usually hit up Disneyland on my day off on Thursday.
Nice, man. Love it. What advice do you have for new dads listening to this podcast?
New dads. We've all been there. My Selena's sister just had her first baby. They're learning how to be a father. I walked in on Dad last night. They were at my Thanksgiving. Dad came to the house, and he was holding the baby on the couch, and baby fell asleep in his arms, but they were both sleeping. So new dads, that's okay. It's going to happen. You're going to fall asleep holding the baby at times because they don't go on our schedule.
Yeah.
But for new dads, man, just live in the moment and appreciate them because the time flies so fast. And you're looking at that cute little baby face right now. In no time, you're going to be looking at full-on toddlers that have opinions and want to do things and know how to talk to you and tell you. It is unbelievable to me that when I look at my kids, and Daniel's 4 and Marquita's 3, that they've come so far so fast. Like, where did time go? You know, enjoy it, man. Enjoy the moment. Live in the moment and appreciate these kids for what they are, the most innocent, special blessing that we could ever imagine having.
100% agree with you, man. My wife and I make videos every year for when my kids turn on their birthdays, just like from year to year, and just kind of show the progression of that year. And we were watching a couple of them when my daughter, like I said, my daughters are 7 and 5. We watched like their first year video, each of them like, where did the time go? So 100%, man, agree, enjoy that moment. Now we got the Life of Dad Quick 5. Do you guys have a favorite family movie right now you guys like to watch together?
Yes, there is one.
Uh-oh.
It's new. It's The Good Dinosaur. They love it. They love The Good Dinosaur. We've been twice.
Oh, okay.
The last week.
Yeah.
But obviously Frozen. With 2 girls, you know Frozen is on repeat. Frozen's on repeat.
As soon as you had that, I'm like, yeah, it's probably Frozen.
It's Frozen. My daughter just listens to Frozen. She's figured out how to rewind her DVD player. So you just hear Let It Go going on a constant loop.
Awesome, man. I feel your pain. Do you guys have a favorite? I guess maybe it's Let It Go, but is there a favorite song you guys like to dance to as a family?
Oh, yeah. Sugar by Maroon 5.
Nice.
We go absolutely insane when that song comes on. My kids are just jumping up and down. It's nuts.
Nice. Now, you mentioned Disney World and Disneyland, but describe for you what the perfect family vacation would be.
When we get to go down to Louisiana and we're with everyone. We've done everything else. We've done Hawaii. We've done Disney and Disney World, but, my family, we didn't have very much money, so they can't go to Hawaii and all these places. So just going down to Louisiana and spending time with them because the kids love it. There's 25 cousins down there that they get to play with. So anything that the kids enjoy is what's good for me.
Hey, awesome dad answer right there, man. Nice job. I also see, doing some research on you, man, you're a gamer. What is your game of choice right now? I mean, I know you got a busy schedule, but when you have some free time, what is it?
I hit up the NBA 2K16.
Okay.
I am a savage in Madden and WWE 2K16. My boy and I, we both like the WWE, so we go to the events and we play a video game.
Nice. And my last thing, besides video games that you and I share and interest-wise, I'm a huge sneakerhead. Got about like 240 pairs. Yeah. On your social media accounts, I see you're a sneakerhead like me. What is your favorite pair of kicks?
My favorite ones?
Yeah.
The Olympic Jordans. Nuts. Love those. I love the Olympic Jordans.
Nice.
Those are the greatest ones from 96, 92 Olympic Games and 96. With the white, with the blue, and the gold, and the red tongue. Oh, man. Love those. But maybe I should say Reebok. My Reebok Classics. Yeah, my Reebok Classics. Those are my favorite.
Yeah, I saw you got hooked up pretty well in Reebok. I'm a big fan of Reebok too. So
Yeah, I love my Reebok Classics too.
nice, man. Appreciate you sharing that. People go follow Daniel over at DC_MMA on Twitter. And, of course, follow him on Facebook at facebook.com/Daniel Cormier MMA. Of course, we'll put up links at Life of Dad. Daniel, continued success with everything you're doing, man, and I love your take on fatherhood.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you guys having me.
All right.
Thank you.
You take care, man.
Thank you, brother.
Hey everybody, it's Art Eddie and on the line. I'm very happy to have UFC welterweight fighter Johny Hendricks. Thanks for taking the time, Johnny. How you doing, sir?
Wonderful. Glad to be on.
Thanks, man. I always like to get people's take on fatherhood. I spoke with you last year about fatherhood, but for this time, I want to know, like, especially with your hard work and training, how do you balance work and family?
Is that right there? You just got to sit there and say, sometimes you got to suck it up and say, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, and say, what do you want to do, honey? You know what I mean? What do you want to do?
Yeah.
So you want to do this, you want to do that, you need to do this. Let's get it done. You know what I mean? Family's a big part of my life. I love my kids. I love my wife. And that's what I'm going to do is just sit there and say, all right, we're going to do this, this, and this. Even though I'm tired and hurting or whatever, you just got to sit there and say, I sacrificed for this. But I also have to, you know, my philosophy is country, or God, family, country, job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my philosophy.
Nice,
and
man.
I want to make sure that if I'm dedicating this much time to it, I got to make sure I dedicate this much time to my wife and my kids, no matter what the cost.
Yeah. Love that. Thanks for that great answer. And what are some of the traits that your children get from you? When you see them, you're like, yep, that's for me.
Right now they're punching and kicking and wrestling. The honorary side. The honorary side. I'm like, yep, my wife's pretty honored too. But, you know, they'll sit there and they sneak attack and they'll do this and that. It's pretty funny. That's why I'm like, yeah, that's my kid. I'm sorry.
Nice, man. Love it. What advice do you have for new dads out there?
New dads?
Yeah.
There's a couple of advices. One, if they don't come to you right off the bat, don't be scared because mama does everything, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to be hard to pull away from mama. But whenever you get the time, make sure that, you know, you love them, you care for them. You know, I'd take a bullet, I'd die for my kids today. And whenever they were first born, my wife was like, man, she was like, I didn't know if you're going to be a good dad. I was like, I couldn't get them away from you. You know what I mean? I was like, my kids wanted nothing but you. I was like, it sucks. Because I'd be like, can I take a nap with her? Can I do this? And they just didn't really hit that. But I just kept at it. I kept at it. And next thing you know, you can do anything for them and they'll do anything for you. And that's really what I'd say is it's like everyday life. You got to work at it. And the harder you work at it, the more you get out of it.
Great piece of advice there, Johnny. Thanks so much. Now we have the Life of Dad Quick 5. What is your favorite family movie you guys like to watch together?
Favorite family movie?
Yeah.
It's actually nice because we get Spider-Man. My kids love the Spider-Man movies, so I get to watch Spider-Man.
Nice, man. Love it. Do you guys have a favorite? Maybe it's country, I don't know, but is there a favorite song or a country song that you guys all like to sing and dance to as a family?
Girl in a Truck. My 5-year-old loves that song by Kevin Fowler.
Nice. I know you're a busy guy, but when you do have some downtime, describe the perfect family vacation.
Take the camper out, go out for 4 or 5 days, and what I get to do is whenever we're in the camper, my girls get to stay up late with me. We'll spread out the couch in the living room, and we'll watch movies. You know,
Nice,
like
man.
that's my favorite when you go camping is that my wife doesn't get to put them in bed by 9 o'clock or this or that. They get to stay up late and just, you know what I mean, that we cuddle. That's pretty much my favorite.
That's awesome, man. And what has been the most memorable moment for you so far in your UFC career?
Definitely getting the title,
Sure.
but I have to be a little bit deeper than that. I would say whenever I lost the title.
Wow.
And the reason why is because to see the support that my wife gave me, see my kids, you know what I mean, and having that, you know what I mean, like you're so mad, you're so this and that, but it all went away as soon as I saw my kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
that's whenever I was like, hey, life goes on. Let's pick ourselves up. Let's build ourselves back, and let's get back to that. That was sort of the moment that I was like, it was very touchful.
Thank you very much for sharing that moment. And lastly, I got to give a shout out to Reebok. They hooked us up with the interview. Thanks, Reebok. And as a sneakerhead, I got to ask you, out of the many Reebok kicks that you own, man, which is your favorite pair of Reeboks?
You know, realistically, I got a bunch of them, but one of them stands out the best, and it's the Sharks.
Okay.
And the reason why I like the Sharks is because I can do, it's sort of the all-around shoe for me. I can play softball in it. I can run long distance in it, and I can wear it day in and day out.
Nice,
okay?
man.
I know. I got to involve a sport in there. I love to play softball. Me and my friend, we try to play every year. We've gotten away from it, but we're going to get back into it as soon as it gets warm again. That's sort of our thing. We like to go up there and play softball. I like the Sharks, but I play outfield, and so I got to have something. And the infield is turf.
Yeah.
So I have to run in the grass and also run on turf, run around the bases, and that's like sort of the all-around shoe for me.
Nice, man. Johny, thanks so much for taking the time. Continued success with everything you're doing.
Hey, thank you very much, and you have a blessed day.
All right, you take care. Hey everybody, it's Art Eddie for the Life of Dad Show and online. I'm very happy to have UFC fighter Demetrious Johnson. Thanks for taking the time today, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I appreciate you having me on.
My pleasure, man. Now here at Life of Dad, we'd love to get everybody's take on fatherhood. I got to say, earlier this year, you and your wife were blessed with your second child. Congratulations. And,
thank you.
Oh, my pleasure, man. So I got to ask you, I have two daughters, and I know now you have two kids. How was it like adjusting from having one child to now two? Was there an adjustment process, or were you guys just like, nah, we're good. This is fine?
Not really a huge adjustment process. It's just you get two kids now, and everything's a little more double duty. Double diaper duty, double feeding duty, night shifts. She gets one, I get the other. So things change on that line. But as far as my training goes, my wife's been an amazing woman who she knows what I got to do. The woman's with me since my second amateur fight. With that being said, when it's time for me to get with my fights, she gives me time away from the family to where I go to the gym and I'm out there all day, that I come home at night, and she lets me get my sleep. So we've handled having two children pretty damn well, if you ask me.
Yeah, man. People definitely follow Demetrious on Twitter at Mighty Mouse UFC. Of course, put the link up at Life of Dad. But yeah, you guys, the family shots you have up there, you guys, very cool family. And, kind of with what you just said with you having an awesome wife there, with your training and your travel and your flight schedule, for you, how do you mentally prepare to balance work and family?
Work is work. Work is what pays the bills. And with the family, when I'm not working, I am home with the family. I'm spending time with the kids, playing outside with Tyron, holding Maverick the whole time, and spending time with my wife. And then when it's time for me to go out there and train and go out there with my fights, the kids aren't old enough to understand what Daddy does, but when they do, they understand why I'm gone for so long. So they know that this is how Daddy brings home the food to feed you.
Nice, man. What are some of the core values? I mean, like you said, they're kind of young right now, but as they get older, what are some of the core values you look to instill into your children as they grow up?
Honesty, be a hard worker. Hard work pays off, and do whatever you want to do. That's my biggest thing, and I just want my kids to be successful, whether it's them going to college or if it's them working. Well, I don't want them working at McDonald's, but if they wanted to work at McDonald's, if they stuck through with it and worked their butt off, hopefully they become the manager, or who knows, maybe CFO or CEO one day. But I just want my kids to know that as long as they work hard at anything they do, they'll be successful.
Yeah, if they see videotapes of you working out and preparing for a fight, I think video speaks 1,000 words instead of what you just said there.
Yeah, right. They're like, Dad, what's successful in me? And I was like, I don't know, but watch these videos, you let me know.
That's awesome, man. And lastly, before we get to Life of Dad Quick 5, what advice do you have for new dads out there listening?
Man, I don't know. I'm still new at this too, so you think you're at home doing everything right, and the next thing you know, you talk to another guy who's your dad, and you feel like you've done everything wrong. So for me, just do what works for you guys as a father, and the best I give you. Yeah,
no, Demetrious, that is perfect. I think you hit the nail on the head right there. Not only, as a parent, for me, again, being with two daughters, 7 and 5, you don't want to compare them. It's hard not to sometimes, like, oh, this person, did this at 6 months, and why isn't my other daughter doing this at 6 months? But also, too, you look at different parenting styles, like, oh, look what they're doing. Again, I think you are spot on, where it's like whatever works for your family and your kids are benefiting from that, do it. So I totally agree. Well, that's great advice right there.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, no doubt, man. And now we got the Life of Dad Quick 5. I know they're kind of young, but is there something like maybe a TV show or a favorite family movie you guys like to watch together, especially maybe with your oldest?
Mickey Mouse. He loves Mickey Mouse. It could be Mickey Mouse painting an image and blowing on it the whole time. He will love it. And also, my son, he's really into, obviously, Mickey Mouse. He loves tractors, helicopters, ambulance, cop cars. He's more in the industry. That's what he loves to watch. So, you know, I always like to sit there, cuddle with him with his little milk, and let him watch whatever he wants and just enjoy the time with him.
Nice, man. And do you guys have a favorite, like, is there a song that he loves to kind of dance to now when he hears it on the radio that you guys kind of all dance as a family together?
He likes the new Weekend song, Can't Feel My Face. He likes the beat of it. When it comes on and the beat kicks in, and I know you'll see it, and he just like starts dancing and moves his head. So he likes that song a lot.
Nice, man. Love it. I know, again, with your training schedules, you know, when you have downtime, again, if people kind of follow you on Twitter at Mighty Mouse UFC, they can definitely tell that you guys have some good times. But describe the perfect family vacation for you.
Oh, man, we went on our first family vacation. It was pretty sweet. But we have a neighbor in our neighborhood, a friend of ours, and she goes, it's not called a vacation, you have to take care of somebody else. So it was good. We went to Hawaii for the first time. You know, 5-hour flight with the kids. It was rough, but we made it happen.
Nice, man. Yeah, I think Grant Hill, former, NBA great, he said the exact same thing when I asked him that question. He's like, there's two different things. There's a family vacation, and then there's like the husband and wife vacation. So
exactly.
The last two, I got to ask you, checking out that, it looks like you're a gamer. So what is your game of choice right now?
Right now, man, I'm jumping between Destiny the Taken King.
Nice.
And Final Fantasy 14 and World Reborn. But the thing is, I've been doing so much traveling that I just got back home Hawaii. Now I'm in New York. I'm going to go to Japan. Then I'm going to come back home. Then I'm going to go somewhere else. So I haven't had a chance to, that's just one of the things about that. I can't come home like, hey, babe, I'm going to go in the bonus room. I'm going to fill my glass of milk up with my white Hostess powdered donuts. And I'm going to sit here and enjoy some video games. Those days are long gone, my friend.
Nice. And, of course, you're featured in the EA Sports UFC game. Again, I know you have a busy schedule from what you just said, but when you do play with other people online that game at all, or no?
I have not. I've done a couple fan meet and greet, and we played the game before, and usually when I play that game, I'll be whoever the main event is of that weekend. So last time I played it was at International Fight Week in July. And I was Conor versus Chad Mendez, and I was being Conor McGregor, and everybody else being Chad Mendez. So it was a good time.
Nice, man. Demetrious, Jonathan, make sure you check him out at Mighty Mouse UFC. Continued success with everything you're doing. Keep on doing the great work as a father, man. I loved hearing your answers about fatherhood, and I appreciate you taking the time today.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, you take care, man.
You too, buddy.
Thanks so much for listening to the Life of Dad Show. You know where to find us, lifeofdad.com, and on Twitter and Facebook.